I asked Mike how his dogs were doing. I don't know if Mike remembered that I knew his dog was sick, but he started from the beginning. So we got a dog history.
Good.
Which ended, of course, that he's still alive, or she's still alive.
Great. Yeah. So
I was trying to figure out when you make that decision, and
his
dog,
Mike's
pain.
dog is like Donald Trump. It's just she's never going away. She's just going to cost us a lot of money.
Right.
There
Right.
are similarities. Both can be a real bitch.
They're both orange, right?
Yeah.
They're both shades of orange, graying, have
Right.
possibly distended livers. Well, at least Daisy does. Yeah, Trump has his swelling issues.
What happens when three high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
The rumors of my death are fake news.
You are watching Generation Exile.
Let's just jump right into it, boys. Guess what happened? Something got defenestrated from the White House second story window.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I know you both know what defenestrated is, but
Yes.
I wait for moments like this to break out a word like defenestration or defenestrator
Yes.
or defenestrate, because how often do you have things so publicly thrown out of a window, generating conversation and intrigue that I couldn't wait to break this word out tonight.
Was it the first thing you thought of when you saw the story? You were like, ooh, defenestration opportunity.
No, the first thing I thought was Melania's throwing his shit out in a trash bag, obviously.
Oh.
You know what I thought about?
What?
I spent a little time in Nairobi, Kenya, to film a documentary, and one of the subjects of the film was a entrepreneur who was creating eco toilets in the slums of Kenya, and the thinking was a huge problem in the slums is people would take a shit in a bag and just throw it out the window, and where it lay, which is not great for village living.
No.
Bags of shit everywhere. But it was very fascinating. But that's what I thought of, like toilet bombs is what they call it. That someone was throwing toilet bombs out the White House.
Was the price of the toilet, the use of a toilet, was it less or the same as a plastic bag?
I don't know what the price of a plastic bag is. I'm not sure I know the answer to that. I think like there's like a sense of pride in having a pay toilet in your neighborhood.
Yes,
it elevates you.
Yes.
From living in slums.
I
Class operation.
I go to the select board meetings, weekly here, just begging to elevate the town of Rattleboro to having a pay toilet.
Are people throwing their shit in bags in Brattleboro?
Actually,
also?
you know what? A lot of people, if they bother to pick up their dog shit, will just leave the bag wherever they've picked it up.
Oh, that's charming.
Oh, people here are terrible. Like they all talk about like community and togetherness, but they're literally full of shit.
I blame the term "curb your dog" for the problem.
Yeah,
because it doesn't quite tell you what to do after the poo is in the bag on the curb.
Honestly,
it's not taken away.
Honestly, curb your dog sounds like leave it right there. We'll pick it up
on the curb.
Yeah. Just you get it to the curb, we'll take it the rest of the way. No problem.
Yeah, so toilet bombs was the first thing I thought of when I saw that bag flying out the White House window.
I was thinking curb your president, but
did you see his answer about what's going on there?
No, what was his answer?
What? Oh, you didn't see this? Oh my Lord! This is the best part of the story.
Today at 3:30, I was like, "Oh, I forgot to watch his surprise announcement."
So, Steve Ducey's son, Pete Ducey, I think his name
dropped
is,
a
from
Ducey?
Fox News, the Deuce Meister.
Dropped a deuce.
He asked the president, "Hey, what's that weird bag flying out of the window of the White House?" And Trump was like, "What bag? I don't know of this store." When he denies knowing shit, he couldn't sound guiltier.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's taught this guy how to deny a story.
What's a bag? I
It's
never
like,
heard of a bag. Is that even a
I
thing?
I don't even think we have any
know
bags
this.
upstairs. No.
Yeah.
There's no story about anything flying out of the window. It's just like so incriminating. So then Ducey came over with his phone to show him at the podium and showed him the video. And it's probably sweeter if we watch Trump say it. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And while you're pulling that up for us, Jar,
Yeah.
you know, let's reflect for a moment. You know, I was thinking about the last time I threw something out of my second story window. I'm a homeowner, so you know, maybe there are occasions where that just, you know, is the way. No, never threw something out the second story window. You don't do that. I think it was an emotionally driven defenestration.
I live on the 4th floor of a building, and I have defenestrated an object in a gust of emotion.
Aha!
I got very upset with the pro-Palestine protesters marching up Main Street, taking it a little too far and making me feel as if they wanted me as a Jew to be eradicated. So I threw an orange out the window at them.
Which is a fruit that's put on the Passover Seder, I believe,
Yeah.
symbolically.
Yeah, I knew.
Was that your mean? Did you mean to do that?
I
or?
couldn't remember what the symbolism was, but I knew it had significance. And that is why I grabbed an orange and not an apple. Although an
Got
apple,
it.
yeah, they
Got
do
it.
that on Rosh Hashanah and everything. But that's not.
Yeah.
But that's an American thing.
I think the orange is like symbolic of the LGBTQ Jews. So take that.
All right. Well, I threw it at
Sense of mixing.
I threw it at a bunch of LGBTQ protesters. They're the same.
Who hate Jews.
Well, it's a core group of protesters in the town who go out and march for everything. That's de rigueur. And this particular time, it happened to be the Palestine, which we all agree is a terrible situation, but that's no excuse to march up a street in Vermont chanting "From the river to the sea." So,
Yeah.
So I reacted. Also, I was trying to rewatch Mad Men, and they were just like too loud, so I threw an orange.
Let me show you what Trump said in response, because this is hilarious. Let me know if you can hear this, boys.
There is a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residents upstairs, and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
So,
Actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
so that's a fake video.
Well, it's got to be, because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that, because there's cameras all over the place, right? Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's. In fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, "Love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof." And number one, they're sealed, and number two,
This guy couldn't
each
be
window
more
weighs
guilty.
about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up.
Dave,
No,
did
that
you
has
wanna
to be.
add-
Where was the window? Let me see.
No, I just want to say that that's like his most believable response to anything I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Actually,
You're buying that.
I'm not
You're buying that.
necessarily buying it because it's coming from him, so by default it has to be a lie. But
Yeah.
but of anything I've ever heard him say, that is the most believable thing.
I also
I feel
find
like-
the statement
go ahead, Mike.
that you know, they're bolted shut, they don't open, they're, you know, bulletproof. I find that very credible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
think you'd be able to open the second story window on the White House and throw something out of it. So I mean, mind you,
I feel like
I don't believe
I feel
him,
like
but
I feel like Donald Trump was handed an index card that had the 5 reasons why it couldn't have been them when they did it.
Yeah.
And he hit all of them. You spoke to your wife. She sensibly said that she needed air. The bolted shut windows. There's cameras everywhere. Like, I feel like that was the list on a little index card. He went through all of it. But all right, so you're giving him a little credit. But here's him seeing it on the phone. First off, that it's AI is just, that's our sweet spot. So that's kind of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I was waiting for him to say, it's Mr. Newberger's AI funnies.
that would have been a home run.
That would have been.
I really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Maybe from the renovation.
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think.
Yeah.
So right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows are they're all sealed. You can't open them.
So that's essentially what happened. Pretty hilarious. I mean, come on, that video is not AI. I mean, we know what AI video looks like, and that video is too like surveillance-y. It's from some rooftop. I mean, you know,
it's an emotion.
Go ahead.
It's an emotional defenestration. That's the only thing we can explain it as.
And
Nobody
it's also
would sanely throw a bag out the White House window. They just wouldn't. You'd put it in garbage. You know, I have stuff I really want to get rid of upstairs. I put it in a bag. I take it downstairs to the garbage. I throw it in the trash. I don't. Even when I hate it, I don't throw it out the window. That was an emotionally driven defenestration.
I realize this is not the Zapruder film, but if you watch the film of the bag coming off the window, the guy is filming the White House, not intentionally, and notices it in a other part of his frame. So, I mean, that's some real like forethought that went into that AI. Just think of that prompt. You know, focus on the other part of White House, and then realize it's just like, come on, come on. It happened.
I'm trying to find the security detail, like any details on the windows of the White House, and
unsurprisingly, that information is not publicly available.
But yeah, that to me is a funny story that may never know, but you can only in your wildest imagination. Maybe tomorrow's AI funnies will be what happened on the other side of the window. That'd be kind of fun.
That's awesome.
That's probably what I'm going to do.
You could also do an AI funny where he has a press conference saying that his press conference is AI, and then it zooms out.
I was just also remembering that offline this week, the three of us were looking at a photo that I found from the other side of the Trump banner that's hanging.
Oh, yes.
That was terrific.
Speaking of the other side of the window, why don't I call that up just real quick?
Please. That was hilarious.
Take a peek at that with our audience in tow. Here
That's
it
right.
is.
Last week we showed a picture of the big Trump banner hanging outside. Is that Department of Labor building?
Yeah.
It is. Just Department of Labor.
And then Jeremy midweek shot us a picture that was taken from the inside. Because we were thinking like, wow, imagine if you had the desk that was like,
right,
the eyeballs are right on you.
Yeah, and sure enough, look at it. It's amazing.
That is creepy.
Some scary shit.
I would have to work from home.
Oh, really?
That's like, I mean, that's classic Big Brother is watching you shit, you know?
That is. That's like that 1980s, was it IBM commercial or
the Mac
remember
commercial.
the Big Brother one?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing that doesn't happen to coincide with the women's locker room or changing room at the Department of Labor.
Yes.
Because otherwise that would be even more embarrassing.
Well, it was a little embarrassing that they put it up on Take Your Daughter to Work Day. Timing was a little weird.
Yeah. There's no good timing with this guy.
Oh, no. And Trump is, I think we talked about last week, the federal takeover of D.C. So now you have National Guard troops in D.C., and they're making the place a little prettier. They're picking up trash. They're not actually allowed to police because they're not trained for policing, and they're not trained in things like, well, at least they're supposed to be trained. The National Guard are by no means trained in techniques for de-escalation.
No.
Which maybe our commander-in-chief could use a lesson or a refresh there. But actually, I think it was just today, Politico reported that U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer declared President Donald Trump's use of military troops in Los Angeles, because remember, he dropped troops in Los Angeles before he took over D.C., was illegal.
Yes.
So there you go.
We'll be seeing swift justice meted out on our president any day now, I'm sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Justice.
Did you see my ad for Trump's National Guard? Either of you?
No.
I don't think so.
You have 2 minutes to spare?
Yeah.
I hit all the right
I'm
notes.
busy. I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Wait, hold on a second here. I'm very sherry today, so here. But this is on the mark. Here, this was my ad for Trump's National Guard. You ready?
For generations, the National Guard has answered the call. From storming beaches abroad to keeping America safe at home, a proud tradition of service, sacrifice, and strength. And today, that call to service has never been older. Whether it's laying down mulch, picking up used condoms and cigarette butts at the local park, keeping a watchful eye on minorities, or breaking up arguments about politics with firm, one-sided decisiveness, the National Guard is there. Whether it is assisting leadership on top-secret missions, or guarding important state secrets, or just helping everyday citizens, or keeping the peace in Joe Biden's reckless America, the National Guard is there. From Chicago to Portland, San Francisco to Philadelphia, we're deploying where America needs us most. Places Trump wants election victories, like cities with mouthy mayors or states with obnoxious governors. Because when the commander-in-chief says jump, we say how high, Mr. President? And when he says white, we say how many ply, Mr. President? The National Guard no longer just your state citizen soldiers, but a proud extension of Trump's private army. The National Guard, yesterday's heroes, today's groundskeepers of democracy.
Really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Hilarious.
You'll notice the other side of the banner was in that video.
Yes.
Yeah,
You got
so we were just talking about it. Yeah, this National Guard thing is it's kind of funny. The ruling by the court it kind of throws cold water on Trump's police state plans, which he was already ready to roll out in Chicago.
Yeah.
So if he's already got a lawsuit in L.A., I'm not sure if that gives Trump pause because he doesn't give a shit about laws and lawsuits.
Yeah.
But it's certainly going to complicate his city-to-city rollout. And that presser that you guys missed this afternoon, he was going off on, Baltimore, Chicago, L.A., New York, but never mentioning any of the cities like in red states where there's crime. Doesn't care about those so much. But like mayors are sort of cooperating now, though. Like Bauer in D.C. cooperated with Trump, and I think the same has been said in not in Chicago. That's where the mayor was getting agitated with him. The mouthy mayor of my video.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens. It's terrifying to have a police state. It's just no one knows what to do with Trump. Just when you think you can push back and he loses a lawsuit, he's like, he doesn't care. He just either takes it to the Supreme Court and they give it to him, or he just ignores it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the gifts he's been given from the Supreme Court, running down the clock on his trial so that they couldn't get that up before the election. I mean, it's madness, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he may have that lawyer, the judge in LA may have declared it illegal. I don't think that's going to do anything to sway Trump in the future, and I'm not going to let you talk me into false happiness like you did yesterday, telling me
About him dying?
Yeah, telling me he was on death's door. He could have been. I was so excited, and it just turned out all be just a bunch of hogwash. He probably had all those strokes. I went so far as to write a parody song about he had Different strokes he had. Different strokes he had. Different strokes and rules the world. Yes, he does. Anyway,
But now you can't
Save
use
it.
it.
no,
Put a
no,
pin
I
in
can't.
that.
Yeah.
I think it was very deflating to see him so healthy in today's press conference. And I certainly, I know there's like people looking at his hands being painted still and whatnot. His hair was mussy, but no, he was not in the sort of, rotting state he seemed to be in the pictures where his eyes were drooping, or he looked like death's door had arrived.
Yeah.
So we're not there. He's to live.
And this is why hoping for someone's death is such a poor strategy. They
Yeah.
have a funny habit of continuing to live despite your best intentions.
It seems like it would be so easy for him to die at this moment, though, doesn't it? He's
You would
old, he's
think.
unhealthy, he's stressed.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Checks
Yep,
all
He
the
yep.
hasn't eaten
boxes.
well. You would
Yep.
think.
His blood, like, what is his blood pressure? Like, he seems like someone with bad blood pressure.
He's
that-
he's not on a blood pressure medication. He's only on. Yeah, I read that. Did you read that thread on Twitter from that Adam Cochran guy that was like 31 tweets long about just laying out the facts that he probably had the stroke and everything. And one of the things was that he was on 3 different medications. One is aspirin, one is rosuvastatin, and one is something I can't pronounce, but it was like indicative that he had like TIAs. They're like the mini strokes, you know?
mini strokes. Yeah.
Which who among us hasn't had a mini stroke? But, but no, I don't know. It just, yeah, I got to he's never going to die. He is
He's a
never
cockroach.
going to die. What if he's
Cockroach.
what if he is the Ubermensch that Hitler saw? The perfect human specimen is the disgusting.
He's doing ride shares.
Well, that's what he says his doctor says.
Oh, that
He's
joke
the
gave me a
perfect
lift.
human specimen.
Yes, his doctor did
listen.
say he was the perfect human specimen, Michael. I remember that.
Yeah.
There's never been a president quite as fit as this fat
yeah,
fuck
but-
behind me.
We're clearly going to continue to be, fed a story that they want to put out, and they're going to continue to deny whatever truth about his medical condition is out there.
He definitely disappeared for 8 days.
Yeah, but what if they did that just to fuck with us?
Yeah.
Because they know how
could've.
happy we. Like, hey, you know what would be funny?
Yeah.
Let's just
They might have.
give him
Although-
a couple days off.
It's clear that they had a press conference because there was interest in whether he was dead or not. Because the press conference was about moving the Space Force headquarters to Alabama.
Well,
that's what the
I
purpose
was
of
dying
the
to know.
press conference
I was
was.
dying to know
Yeah.
what happened to the Space Force ever since Netflix canceled it. So
Dave,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I guess
who wasn't?
Steve Carell now is going to have to sell his place in Colorado and
Right.
move to Alabama for
Yeah.
next season shoot.
If you were curious about where the number one story of interest in America was, it was absolutely whether the Space Force headquarters was going to be in Colorado or Alabama.
Clearly.
So
Clearly.
the fact that that's what they queued up as like top secret press conference, no one put a lid on it, no one's telling anyone anything, and then he comes out an hour late, like that's Ringling Barnum Bailey stuff he's doing there.
yeah,
And he knows this because everyone had him dead, the dead clock or whatever had struck 12 for Mr. Trump. And here he is alive and well, which gives his base just the fodder they needed. I'm sure some of my jokes about him missing and whatnot are going to, they're going to find me now tomorrow and say, hey, libtard, it's just, it's what happens.
yeah. The cycle begins anew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
It's like he was elected again.
I hope he's getting the best of health care, because every American deserves good health care and information
yep.
like we, the regular people, get from the CDC.
The who?
The Center for Disease Control, Jeremy.
Those liars?
So there was a big upset last week. So some senior officials resigned from the CDC, revolting against efforts to upend U.S. vaccine policy that they warned could lead to resurgences of various diseases. Who was the gal? I had her name. The agency's director, Susan Menares, was basically ousted, and there were some senior leaders that were like, "Hey, we're going too."
Who was the gay guy with all the tattoos and the S&M images?
Have you been looking at my Facebook page again, Jeremy?
I'm behind you.
I have no idea. I have no.
One of these CDC dudes had like a swinging, happening lifestyle, and of course, like those photos were being used like a cudgel to suggest that he, doesn't know his disease information.
I'm sure he
doubt.
Like that
practices
matters.
safe partying.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, a picture is not really the best, as we just learned from Trump, the best diagnosis of someone's intelligence or
Right.
livability. But yeah, one of those dudes who they fired, it was sort of like, look at that guy. You want that guy deciding whether COVID's real or not? And it's like a picture of him with a whip. Like,
Yeah.
Actually, I do. That guy seems.
it's like, hey, maybe that guy should know.
No, that guy seems like he's in touch with himself and knows himself and is probably open to all truths. So that's
And
the
is
guy I want.
God bless you.
maybe good
Well
at
articulated.
protecting himself from disease. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
more power to
Yeah,
him.
well, the CDC now has like been punctured like a Swiss cheese, and it's being run by anti-vax experts, we'll call them. And one of the reveals of that guy, by the way, who aforementioned party animal, was that RFK Jr. has not read a single report or been given a single report from any of them on the diseases that he's somehow speaking to publicly. So he's not getting his information from the CDC.
No, he's getting it from whatever website he's reading.
Yeah, well, it's like a few different pseudosciences that inform his ideology. There's like eugenics. There's that kind of who was the woman he appointed as Surgeon General?
Casey Means.
Yeah, Casey Means. Wow, Dave, how do you retain that?
I literally just watched the John Oliver segment on RFK and his whole Maha regime, and she's part of it. So she and her brother are part of it.
Was it about functional medicine?
No, it's about what these fucking idiots are doing to our public health. But they go into her background, and she wrote some book with her brother. They're snake oil salespeople.
Yeah, well, it's she ascribes to this belief of functional medicine, which is patient-centered, holistic approach to healthcare.
Yeah,
focusing on it.
Yeah,
addressing the root causes instead of treating symptoms.
Listen, as somebody who used to be married to a naturopath, I can answer all your questions on the hokum that goes on in the medical community.
Well, was she a practitioner? Well, I guess let's not be so specific, but was functional medicine something that you encountered in your years of?
It goes by many names. It's a brand name, or it's a like everyone's got their own name. There's like lifestyle medicine. There's functional medicine. There's all these things, and it's all a way to say that that Western medicine treats the symptoms, and they are here to get at the root cause and treat the whole patient. So,
Dr. Jeffrey Bland is the name of the father of functional medicine, and that is who Casey Means was like a disciple of, which is like, it's quite an alarm bell if you are someone who believes in, symptomatic treatments and medicines and vaccines. And so somehow RFK Jr. has co-opted the leadership of the disease control, has put in his own anti-vax regime, and we're going to start feeling the effects of this come winter when the flu picks up. COVID is already starting to spread again, and the vaccine is no longer available without a prescription, right? I think you can't go to like the urgent care or the health clinic and get a vax without a doctor now,
right? Which
will dissuade a lot of people from getting the vaccine.
Absolutely. They're shutting down vaccine access. They've slashed billions in funding from the CDC, hundreds of employees. They've rolled back programs that help Americans quit smoking, the infant death. They have like a whole, preventing SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome thing. They're pulling
He's
that
attacking SSRIs as well.
Yeah. I think this is a good point for me to jump on one of my bandwagons that I like to get on, and is to bring to everybody's attention, the phrase evidence-based, which is something that RFK Jr. uses a lot.
We need unbiased, politics-free, transparent, evidence-based science in the public interest. Make it clear, evidence-based, and trustworthy for the first time in history.
It's a huge one in the alternative medicine community, be it naturopaths, homeopaths, chiropractors, whatever. Let's put it this way. Western medicine uses treatments that are approved after a long, scientifically rigorous process of peer-reviewed, double-blind tested, all these things to make sure that something is safe. Anything that is called evidence-based is not that. All right. So it could be anything from like anecdotal evidence to actual studies that are legitimate but haven't been fully rigorously executed. And that's a huge margin of things, but they throw it out there like it means something. And I just want everybody to sort of like have their ears prick up when they hear evidence-based. Thank you. I will get off my soapbox.
It sounds like a tested, scientifically solid term, evidence-based. Oh, it's based on evidence.
Right.
Then, of course.
Yes.
But it's a bit of a misnomer is what you're saying.
Yes. Well, evidence is not always good evidence,
Yeah.
The Central Park Five got thrown in jail based on evidence, but it turned out they didn't do it.
Doesn't everything goes back to Trump?
I forgot that he was even involved in it.
Yeah.
One of these senior officials that is resigning at the CDC, I heard an interview with him on NPR, and he was saying that he's watching the whole agency move away from evidence-based policy to ideology-based policy. So I think in that context, he's using evidence-based, i.e. scientific, in its appropriate context, not its ironic context or its euphemistic context.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of Twitter right-wing populist attacks on COVID, Fauci, the vaccines, Myrna. Donald Trump had a pretty wishy-washy tweet about it all. Did you guys see that? During his presumed death, he managed to eke out something about Operation... what was Trump's Operation Warp Speed?
Yeah, I did see that.
Did you see that, Mike? Here, I could show it to you right here. Why don't you read this, Mike, as you are our voice of Trump when it matters? But here we go.
It is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree. With CDC being ripped apart over this question... Sorry, I'm breaking character. I want the answer, and I want it now.
All right,
I want the answer, and I want it now.
I may have to shift tone at various points.
I've been shown
Sir, the president needs an Oompa Loompa immediately.
I've been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? Pause. He still has a craw in his gripe, an axe to grind with Pfizer, because he thinks they deliberately planned the release of their, we have a vaccine announcement to after the election in 2020, we're talking.
Yes.
And he never forgave them. Just like he never forgave Zelensky for making an hospitable home for the Biden family.
Yes.
And that was his true crime that cost him and his country, military support.
Right. Okay, but get back in there.
Yeah, let me get back in there.
Why not? They go off to the next hunt, and let everyone rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug company's COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to CDC and the public and clear up this mess one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter, President DJT.
He's trying to have his cake and eat it too in that tweet. He's trying to throw doubt at the vaccine. He's also trying to suggest that the vaccine in Operation Warp Speed was a success. He's trying to vilify the drug companies. At the same time, cast doubt on whether or not, in this instance, they created something that was right. Yeah. He doesn't want to pick a side because this is one of those.
Because he thrives in the muddy waters that he creates when he splashes around like this.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been known as the president who saved the country, if not the world, by pushing the vaccine quicker to vaccinate from COVID.
No, but he was worried He was worried about them counting the sick people on the cruise ship as part of his numbers, and his numbers going up.
He's worried about what Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and, insert your fucking crackpot podcaster have to say about him supporting the COVID vaccine when they've already afforded hours and days and months of rhetoric about how Fauci was a Nazi and COVID was planned by the Chinese bat, and how the lab theory was true, and how the United States has been funding, these diseases, and it's the Jews and everything else that's being said.
Yeah, and RFK,
he doesn't want to lose those votes.
And RFK Jr. wants, is saying things like, well, we want people to trust the CDC, and its scientific independence is what builds the trust. It's not, saying, oh, guess what? This causes autism. Political interventions do everything to destroy trust.
Right.
Remember back in 2020 when the CDC was issuing recommendations and everybody followed them, at least for a while?
Yeah.
That was because we trusted the CDC, and it was RFK Jr. who was out there saying, no.
Yeah.
Vaccine's no good.
Yeah.
No, we don't want that.
So, I don't know. I think he wants to trust the CDC. He doesn't care if we trust him or not.
How did he get that job?
How did
RFK get that job?
Yeah, what did Trump actually pick the worst person for the job? Was he looking for the worst person for the job?
They made a deal during the election. RFK was shopping his support around. He shopped Trump, and Trump said, "Yeah, I'll make you head of the HHS if that's what you want, whatever." He went to the Democrats, and they were like, "No, we want nothing to do with you. Thank you."
Yeah.
We're not giving you a fucking thing.
They're like, we'll take your endorsement, but good day, sir.
and so he threw his lot in with Trump. Trump won.
Yeah.
Trump kept his end of the bargain, named him head of the CDC, but I'm sorry, not head of the CDC, head of the HHS, which is in charge of the CDC. But now he's just letting him run roughshod, fire experts, destroy institutional knowledge, and bring in people who are ideologically aligned with him. What a bad deal for American people.
Yeah.
And most of us, you and I, we talk about the news and we record ourselves every week and we pay attention to this. The rest of the country isn't going to realize how truly fucked they are until the next big pandemic or Ebola outbreak or
even just fucking tonsils getting swollen. I don't know,
or measles.
But I'm gonna say
measles starts to flare up again.
It's gonna be it's gonna be something simple that used to be very easy to correct. That's the thing that's gonna throw people for a loop.
So it gets.
Oh, it's getting me so angry.
It gets me cranky, boys. It gets me very cranky.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
All right. We talked about National Guard, talked about CDC. Oh, I gotta drop this on you guys. And I don't know if I could keep making this a regular thing as a segment, but this was certainly the dick move of the week.
Okay.
Trump cancels Kamala Harris's Secret Service detail.
Ooh, yes.
See, she's about to go on this book tour, and it would probably be a really good time for her to have adequate security against the lunatics that are out there. And many of them, I'm sure, stirred up, drummed up, ginned up by Trump's rhetoric and MAGA rhetoric. So this poor gal who, yeah, granted, she didn't have the chops to win the election and convince half of America that she'd be a better pick than Donald Trump. And that is a fault that she will forever have to live with, as will we all. But, you know, pulling her Secret Service detail, she was vice president of the United States for 4 years. They get a law, by law, 6 months of coverage after that. Okay? But as soon as that lawful 6 months was up, Trump's like, I'm pulling it. That's the dick move of the week, guys.
I didn't realize that it was only 6 months by law.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is it was just, you know, whatever number it was her turn as like the black woman of the day that Donald Trump was starting a fight with or hating on.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember if she came before Lisa Cook or after, or before Donna Brazile or after. But
it was all...
I think I mentioned to you that it's a black woman every day that he sort of takes on, and she was sort of in the mix for this past week of many a black woman.
Yeah.
There's a headline in, I think it was today's Times or yesterday's Times, in Trump's federal workforce cuts, black women hit the hardest. And it's
so unsurprising.
It seems like he's just targeting all across the board. Yeah. I just want to roll back, and I want to say I don't think it's Kamala Harris's fault that she didn't get elected. Like, I don't think it's a fault of hers. You know, I kind of think people just voted very poorly and made very bad choices.
Who said it was her fault?
Mike did.
Did Mike?
Well, I said she failed to
convince,
create a case and make half of America think she was a better choice than Donald Trump. I didn't think that was going to be a high bar to hit. I misjudged the scene, obviously.
That's what I mean, is like, it's not a high bar to hit. So there's something else. And I'm not saying that anything was rigged against her, because I don't think it was that. I just think that there's like more social undercurrents at play that kept a black woman from becoming president, and had very little to do with Donald Trump.
Fair enough. And I'm not trying to trash her.
I liked Kamala. I thought she was a good choice and was rooting for her from the beginning when all the candidates were announced.
Yeah.
She was my pick.
Yeah, I liked her.
I thought she was good on her feet.
Yeah. I really wasn't thrilled with her until she got the nomination, and then she like turned on or something. I don't know.
Yeah. She started raising huge money.
But I mean, like, I saw a different side of her. I guess maybe I just wasn't paying attention. And also I enjoyed that.
I used to
Tim
watch
Walz
her.
Guy. He was fun.
Yeah. I used to watch her sit at the dais as, like, you know, the senator who would be in the committee, and her line of questioning was always like a scalpel.
Oh,
it would
yeah.
just dismantle.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about her. It was like, oh, we got a fighter. But the only thing that seems to penetrate Donald Trump's armor is some handsome governor pretending to be Donald Trump.
Right.
That seems to be the only thing that works.
Yeah.
It's like a Bugs Bunny routine, right? Like, it's something fucking Bugs Bunny would do.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you want to kill rabbits? I'll kill rabbits. And Elmer Fudd would be like, wait, what? And that's what he's doing. He's Bugs Bunnying Donald
We
Trump.
just gotta paint a tunnel on the White House wall and just have him run right into it.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what I think is happening.
That's right. Or, I mean, you might expect under that premise Gavin Newsom to put on a wig and lipstick and try to seduce Donald Trump or trick him into, I don't know.
Just have Newsom and Trump screaming at each other. Wabbit season, duck season, wabbit season, duck season, duck season, wabbit season.
Right.
Yeah.
One of these days, we have to have a discussion on Bugs Bunny versus Woody Woodpecker. It doesn't have to be now.
Okay.
But there were two sort of sarcastic creatures in our cartoon formative years. I think it's worth a deep dive.
All right.
But
Definitely.
Mike, did you cover or plan to cover Rudy Giuliani in your headlines?
Not
this
at
week?
all. He wasn't even on my radar. What is
Oh,
he
he
up
wasn't?
to, that motherfucker?
Oh my
Oh,
God,
this
he was in he was in a near fatal car accident in New Hampshire,
AKA
just like 2
North
days
Florida.
ago.
Oh man, I did not hear about that.
And the press release from the scene is so alarming and suggests like lying, and he was stopping to help a domestic violence survivor on the highway when a young girl backed into his car.
No.
Backed into his car.
No, he was drunk.
Right.
That's I heard that he was in a car accident. I'm like, oh, he was drunk.
All right, now I have to dig because the Giuliani statement.
But you understand that there was a day in which I thought Giuliani and Trump had both died, and I was like,
Yes. All right, here's another one of Mr. Newberger's shares with you guys.
All
Here we
right.
go. The Giuliani statement. Michael, you can read this.
Okay.
It's not Trump, but
Official
still,
statement
you're the
for
voice.
immediate release. On the evening of August 30th, 2025, in New Hampshire, Mayor Giuliani was involved in a motor vehicle accident. Prior to the incident, he was flagged down by a woman who was the victim of a domestic violence incident. Mayor Giuliani immediately rendered assistance and contacted 911. He remained on the scene until responding officers arrived to ensure her safety. Following this, while traveling on the highway, Mayor Giuliani's vehicle was struck from behind at high speed. He was transported to a nearby trauma center where he was diagnosed with fractured thoracic vertebrae, multiple lacerations, and contusions, as well as injuries to his left arm and lower leg. His business partner and medical provider were promptly contacted and arrived at the hospital to oversee his care. At this time, no further updates are available. This is the only statement authorized by Mayor Giuliani.
All right, we got to unpack this a little
wait,
bit.
but I have one question for Mike.
Just one?
Yeah, it's unrelated. Were you the voice?
Yes.
In
Little Shop of
10
Horrors.
Little Indians?
Little Shop of Horrors in 7th grade or 8th grade.
On the 20th day in the month of September.
As soon as you
early
read that,
year of the
soon as you
decade,
read that unlocked the memory in my mind.
the human
How
race
funny.
suddenly encountered a deadly threat to its very existence.
Prior
Thank
to
you.
the
Fantastic.
incident, he
For the
was
nod.
flagged down. Oh yeah.
All right, now back into this release here. There's a few like serious red flags. First off, this domestic violence story. What does that have to do with the accident? It's like later on, this is like doing a lot of work there. So he's helping a domestic violence woman who was in a motor vehicle accident.
Yeah. Why doesn't the story simply start while driving northbound on the highway in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Rudy
Right.
Giuliani was struck from behind at high speed,
What-
taken to a hospital,
we needed
and is being treated.
heroic Rudy Giuliani needs to be the start of this story. Like it's so like
All right,
weird
I got
and
it.
sharp
It's like-
left turn.
I got it. I figured
got
it
it?
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's that?
Giuliani was visiting his mistress in New Hampshire. He got caught by the husband, so he took off, and the husband chased
Right.
after him and fucking rammed into him.
All right, well, there is a 19-year-old girl whose car was, shown to have been the car that rammed into Giuliani. So some of the story is not fluff.
Okay.
Right.
But this release, it reminds me of one of those like mysteries you would get at summer camp where they'd be like, the guy is standing in a puddle. How did he die?
Right.
And you have to like figure out it was
This is-
on like an ice cube.
This is the
or
this is the
something.
best installment of Encyclopedia Brown ever.
It kind of
It's meaning
this whole
who rammed his car.
this whole story about how Giuliani got into the accident kind of reminds me of Airplane, where the guy says, "All right, tell me everything that happened from the beginning." Well, first the Earth cooled, Then the dinosaurs came. They all died and turned into oil.
Wouldn't you know it? He got a 911 reference in there just to plant the 9/11, heroic Giuliani seed.
America's mayor.
Yeah, 911. Make sure you put 911 in there. Oh, my femur. So yeah, he got released from the hospital. By the way, don't start calling in all mad at us, but he's already out of the hospital, Giuliani. And as a result of this accident, Donald Trump has decided to give him the Presidential Medal of Honor. I don't know if you knew that. That's sort of the
that's what you get for
big headline.
Getting hit by a car.
Yeah, but I completely believe any real assessment that he was up trying to get the sex on his schwanz and got into this terrible accident as a result of maybe cocktails aplenty, misdeeds, and that this whole verstunkene cover-up. I like that he has to indicate that his business partner and his medical provider. Does that mean it's the same person?
No, I think those are the two people that were contacted. Because that's all he has in his life is a business partner and a medical provider.
Yeah.
Do you think they carpooled up to New Hampshire, or did they take separate vehicles?
I think on the way up, they got rear-ended after they pulled over to save a domestic violence victim.
Hey, from Rudy Giuliani.
I think they carpooled, but the business partner got to pick all the music.
That story is as fucking fishy as they come.
Yeah, it's too much information. It's too much information.
Yeah,
it's like
it's so fishy.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that this story ends with Giuliani tossing his wet clothing in a plastic bag out the White House window.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?